Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all are fine. Today we are going to Sufism by Carl W.Ernst. First of all, if you are new on my channel, please subscribe my channel. Even that my upcoming video can reach you very soon and hit the bell icon. Without time wasting, we discuss Sufism by Carl W. Ernst. First, we see the introductory part of Sufism. An Introduction to the Mystical Tradition of Islam, published in 2011. This work provides a comprehensive and accessible overview of Sufism, the mystical dimension of Islam that explore the inner spiritual aspects of the faith. While I can't provide a precise summary of the book, Sufism by Carl W. Ernst, I can offer a general exploration of key themes often associated with Sufism. There are key elements and key themes involved in Sufism. The first theme is historical context. Sufism emerged in the early century of Islam as a response to the spiritual needs of Muslim communities. It evolved as a movement characterized by an emphasis on direct personal experience of divine and an inward journey toward God. The second theme is spiritual practices. Sufi practitioners known as Sufi or dervishes engage in various spiritual practices to attain closeness to God. These practices often include zikr. It means that remembrance of God, citations of poetry, music, and dance. The goal is to purify the heart and soul, seeking a direct and intimate connection with the divine. The next theme is mystical love and poetry. According to Carl Ernst, mystical love and poetry is central to Sufism. It is the theme of divine love. Sufi poets such as Rumi, Hafiz, and Attar express the intense love and longing for God through their poetry. The metaphor of the love and the beloved is a common motif in Sufi literature. The next one and most important theme is Sufi orders. Sufi has historically organized itself into various orders or triqas, each with its unique spiritual lineage and practice. These orders serve as communities of practitioners who follow a specific spiritual path under the guidance of a master. Its master means sheikh. He who provides the guidance. The next theme is ecstasy and spiritual states. Sufism places importance on the experience of altered states of consciousness and spiritual ecstasy. The whirling dance of the Mevlevi order, commonly known as the whirling dervishes, is a well-known example of ritual that introduce a trance-like state. The next theme and the most important, very important, is Wahadatul Wajud. In English, unity of being. Sufi thought often explored the concept of the unity of being, suggesting that everything in the universe is a manifestation of the divine. This philosophical perspective challenges dualistic notions and emphasizes the oneness of God. The next one is integration with Islam. While Sufism represents a mystical and esoteric dimension of Islam. It is essential to understand that it is deeply rooted in the teaching of Quran and the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sufis view their practices as a means to deepen their understanding and adherence to the core principle of Islam. Now we may conclude the themes. It's important to read Carl W.Ernst's work directly to gain a more nuanced and detailed understanding of his perspective on Sufism. An introduction to the mystical tradition of Islam is likely to provide insight. An introduction to the mystical tradition of Islam is likely to provide insight into the historical development, spiritual practices, and philosophical underpinning of Sufism, offering readers a valuable resource for exploration. This rich and diverse aspect of Islamic spirituality. The next point is principle of Sufism. Examiners can ask the questions, what is Sufism, and write its principle. Otherwise, what do you know about Sufism? And you can write what is Sufism and themes, and you will write principle of Sufism. Now, now we discuss the principle of Sufism. There are 6 principles of Sufism. First, we see the introductory part of principle of Sufism. Sufism is a mystical Islamic belief system that focuses on the inward search for God and the achievement of spiritual closeness to the divine. There are key principles of Sufism. The first is Tawheed. It means that oneness of God. Sufism emphasizes the concept of Tawheed, affirming the absolute oneness of God. Sufis believe in the transcendence and unity of the divine. The next one is Tazkiyah. It means that purification of the soul. Sufis place great importance on the purifying the soul from negative qualities and attachment to the worldly desires. This process involves self-discipline, self-reflections, and moral development. The next one is zikr, remembrance of God. Sufi engage in frequent remembrance of God through rituals such as chanting, repetitions of sacred phrases, it means that zikr, and other forms of devotion to maintain a constant awareness of the divine presence. The next one is Sufi orders. I think this point has already discussed, but now we are discussing Sufi orders means Trika. The masters provides these points. Sufism often involves membership in a Sufi order known as a Trika, which provides a structured frame for spiritual development. Each order may have a specific set of practice and teachings. The next one is love and devotion. Love and devotion. Ishq and muhabbat. Sufism places a strong emphasis on the concept of divine love, ishq, and human devotion, muhabbat, as a means of drawing closer to God. This love is seen as a transformative force. The next one is mystical poetry and music. Sufis often express their spiritual experience through poetry and music. The works of famous Sufi poets like Rumi and Hafiz convey deep spiritual insights and themes of love and unity. The next one is meditation. Sufis practice meditations and contemplations to achieve a higher level of consciousness and a deeper connections with the divine. This involves introspections and focus on the heart. The next one is Sufi saints and spiritual guidance. Sufis acknowledge the importance of spiritual guidance or masters. I think I have already told you about masters. It means that sheikhs are murshids who provide guidance on the Sufi path. The relationship between the discipline and the spiritual guide is crucial for spiritual development. The next one is detachment. Sufis advocate detachment from material possessions and worldly desires. This does not necessarily mean renouncing the world, but rather maintaining a balanced perspective on materialism. The last one is Sufi philosophy of existence, Wahadatul Wajud. Some Sufis adherence to the concept of Wahadatul Wajud, which means the unity of existence. It suggests that everything in the universe is a manifestations of the divine, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all existence. These principles are very different Sufi orders and individuals practitioners contributing to the rich diversity within the broader umbrella of Sufism. Now we discuss another important point is Sufi's order. The first order is Mevlevi orders. Whirling dervishes. I think I have already told you about whirling dervishes. Uh, when we were discussing principle, we discussed this point. Now, Malvi order is known for their distinctive whirling dance, Sama, and founded by the poet Rumi. The Mevlevi focus on love, mysticism, and spiritual closeness to God. The next one is Naqshbandi order. It emphasizes the silent zikr. I think I have already told you about what is the meaning of zikr. It means that remembrance of God, meditations, and a structured approach to spiritual development. The order places importance on following the guidance of a spiritual guide. Spiritual guide home delivered by Sheikh Qadri order. It is founded by Abdul Qadir Jilani. It emphasizes the inward search for God and encourage followers to lead a balanced life combining both worldly and spiritual pursuits. The next one is Chisti order, founded by Khaja Muhyiddin Chisti. It emphasizes love, devotion, and hospitality. Chisti Sufis often engage in sama and believe in the transformative power of love for God. The next one is Sohrawardi order. This order is founded by Shahabuddin Sohrawardi. It focuses on philosophical and intellectual aspects of Sufism. Sohrawardi Sufis explore mysticism through both intellectual and inquiry and spiritual practices. The next one is Rafi order, known for its energetic rituals including chanting and whirling. The order places importance on ecstatic experience as a means of attaining closeness to God. The last one is Tijaniya order, and this order is founded by Ahmad al Tijani. It has a strong presence in West Africa. The order places emphasis on the recitations of specific invocations. Invocations means zikr and adherence to the teaching of the founder. The next one is stages of Sufism. Now we discuss the stages of Sufism according to Carl W.Ernst. First of all, what is Sufism? The mystical dimension of Islam is called Sufism. It encompasses the various stages of spiritual development. While interpretations may vary, a common framework includes: the first stage is Sharia. It means that Islamic law. The foundation of Sufism starts with adherence to Islamic principles and regulations, serving as a moral and legal framework for practitioners. The next one is Tariqa. It means path. This stage involves following a specific Sufi order or path under the guidance of a spiritual teacher. Spiritual teachers means sheikh, master, guider, who provide the guidance of to all Sufis. The teacher imparts wisdom and helps the discipline progress spiritually. Spiritually, the next one is Hakika. It means truth. Sufis aim for direct experiential knowledge of divine truth, transcending mere intellectual understanding. This involves a profound connection with the divine. The next one is Marifa, or you can say that knowledge. Sufis seek deeper knowledge, moving beyond external rituals to the inner understanding of divine mysteries. This stage involves intuitive, experiential, and knowledge of God. The next and last one is existence, Wajud. I think this point we have already discussed in Principle of Sufism according to Carl Ernst. But we discuss here the mystic reaches a state where they recognize the unity of all existence. This stage emphasizes the concept of annihilation of the self. Concept of annihilation means fana and the subsistence of God means baka. Students, you will understand this topic very deeply. Inshallah, if this type of question will appear in your exam, I hope you will attempt